We are Anka. Stay tuned for updated real news.
Hello, Anka Daily News viewers. We're here with an important development that's affected the course of the war. Russia has suffered a shocking attack on its borders. According to the latest information, the city of Belgorod, which has become one of Ukraine's strategic targets, has become the focus of an unexpected attack. While the impact of this attack in Russia hasn't yet been fully overcome, the fires and widespread damage in the city are further increasing concerns in the region. In particular, the fact that the fires couldn't be brought under control and spread over a large area is causing great anxiety among the Russian authorities. This attack in Belgorod has also caused serious anger among the Russian people. Although Russia has so far insisted on safeguarding its borders during its military operations against Ukraine, this latest attack reveals significant shortcomings in the Moscow administration's border security. Especially, the recent increase in the number of strategic attacks by Ukraine reveals Russia's weaknesses in the defense of its internal regions. The attack in Belgorod can be considered as not only a part of a military war, but also a psychological one. The wave of anger and insecurity that this attack has created among the Russian people may lead to further reactions within the country. At the moment, the consequences of the attack have not been fully revealed. However, according to the information coming in from the region, damage has occurred at many points and fires are being brought under control. We'll see whether Russia's weakness in border security will result in a counterattack over the coming days. So, what is the latest situation in the region? Let's take a look at the developments together. Before we get into our report, a quick reminder. The Anka Daily News team is real. None of my team members or me are artificial intelligence. There's no doubt that AI is very advanced, but it's still not as good as us. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I do read all the comments you leave on our videos. Please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comments section. Tell us in the comments what content you'd like to see on the Anka Daily News channel. So let's start if you're ready. Anka Daily News reports. Fighting between Ukraine and Russia is intensifying in the border regions, becoming more violent with each passing day. The Ukrainian army continued its offensive against the Russian border town of Belgorod, adding a new dimension to the front line of the war. According to latest reports, Ukraine has stepped up its aerial bombardment of the region, launching a new major airstrike targeting Belgorod. These attacks are seen as a continuation of Ukraine's efforts to weaken Belgorod, which has an important place in Ukraine's military strategy. As seen in the footage posted on social media channels, the air raid sirens are sounding continuously while violent explosions are also heard. Thick black smoke and multiple fires are seen in the area where the sounds of explosions echo. These images reveal the psychological effects of the war on the civilian population, deepening the fear and anxiety that Belgorod residents experience with each attack. Belgorod, which has been subjected to a second major attack in recent days, has become a strategic target for drone and missile strikes by Ukrainian forces. The aim of these attacks is to eliminate Russian threats against important Ukrainian cities such as Kharkiv and to make the border regions more secure. In particular, the defense of Kharkiv is critical for Ukraine. Therefore, the attacks on Belgorod aim to create a protective shield for Kharkiv. In addition to being an important military point for the Russian army, Belgorod stands out as a key target in Ukraine's border security strategy. Russian soldiers are also reported to have panicked during the Ukrainian drone strikes. According to eyewitnesses, panicked Russian soldiers opened uncontrolled fire during the attack, resulting in 4 people being wounded by shrapnel. Regional Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov has said that both civilian and military areas were seriously damaged during the attack. He stated on his Telegram channel that 4 military posts suffered major damage as a result of direct hits from shells and missiles, while a garage and outbuildings caught fire. Gladkov's statements reveal the extent of the damage caused by the attack. These attacks, which have damaged civilian areas as well as military infrastructure in the region, reveal Russia's weaknesses in border security. Such attacks in Belgorod raise concern among the Russian public about border security and increase the pressure on the Kremlin administration. The security meetings held after each attack and the military mobilization in the border regions show how sensitive this situation has become. The unmanned aerial vehicles used by the Ukrainian army in its attacks on Belgorod stand out as an important factor in the course of the war. They allow Ukraine to launch precision strikes against strategic targets while also revealing the weakness of Russia's air defense systems. It is stated that unmanned aerial vehicles played an active role in this attack on Belgorod, and the targets were meticulously selected. These operations, in which unmanned aerial vehicles and missile systems are used together, are also a preview of Ukraine's future attack strategies. This technological advantage makes the resistance against Russian military targets even more effective. It remains to be seen how the Russian military will respond to the attacks in Belgorod. These attacks, especially in the border regions, may lead Russia to reconsider its security policies. Moscow hasn't yet made a clear statement on what steps it will take in retaliation against these Ukrainian attacks. However, the increased military activity in the region and the additional measures taken in the border regions show that Russia is taking the situation seriously. The pressure on Russia's military resources is getting heavier with the prolongation of the war. The Russian economy, already struggling under the impact of economic sanctions, may find it difficult to cover the costs of responding to such border violations. Damage to infrastructure, especially in the border regions, could also negatively affect the logistical support of the Russian army. Ukraine's latest attack on Belgorod demonstrates once again the depth of the war, not only militarily, but also economically. If these attacks continue, Russia is expected to take more drastic measures to ensure border security. The repeated targeting of strategically important cities such as Belgorod reflects Ukraine's aim to gain strategic superiority in the border regions. In this case, how Russia will act, both militarily and diplomatically, will be one of the most important factors that will determine the course of the war. What do you think? What will be the consequences of the Ukrainian army targeting Belgorod, in your opinion? Can the consequences of the attacks here affect the war? Will the Ukrainian army be able to defend Kharkiv? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about your points of view.